Yo, Luigi. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. It's gonna be great. We got like 15 minutes though. Why does it keep? What the fucking border just keeps flickering? I might do this on Twitch just because. Why the fuck not? Oh god, it's louder. Are they playing in the Activision basement? I don't think so. I think that, like, this is just a stream about a bunch of game reveals from what I've gathered. They're just opening with Crash. So, yo, Synchron. It's going pretty well. I took this morning off just so I could watch this live. Okay, it's not a thing with the YouTube stream. The background is legitimately just flickering black every few seconds, and it's really bothering me. Yeah, I was gonna stream the Smash reveal live, and then I realized I didn't really care as much about it. Um, but I definitely wanted to stream this. Like, it's been 12 years since a truly new Crash game came out. Like, not counting NST and NF. Like, the last new Crash game was Mind Over Mutant. Like, I was 14. That's wild. So, like, this is the first, like, really new Crash game in over a decade, so I'm super excited for this. Yeah, Twins was 2004. I enjoyed Titans and Mind Over Mutant when I played them, but like it does feel like it's been like since 2004 since we had like a, I guess, quote unquote true Crash game, because like CTTR, Titans and Mom, they're not terrible games, but I feel like they were really where Crash just lost his focus. Like Twins was the last close to classic Crash style game that we got, because CTTR is like a sandbox like spin-off, and then Titans and Mind Mutant are like huge genre shift. Yeah, this canker sore I have is still fucking murdering me though. Have I seen Quavo Honcho's gameplay? Was that like the Instagram thing? I saw it, but I didn't watch it. I actually haven't been looking at any of like the screenshot leaks or anything, because I want my first impression to be like the official trailer. Like I mean I've seen like little bits of the screenshots and stuff. I haven't like completely avoided it, but I haven't looked too much into the detail of it. I want to watch the trailer. Like I guess I've always kind of just been like that. Like leaks are neat, I guess, to just know that something exists. But I go by the trailer because it's official and it's like high quality. It's not like 480p. Yeah, like the people I know who have actually been paying attention to leaks, I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm really excited for this. Outside of art style choice with the characters, you know, in HCS so far, and to be brutally honest, I felt they were bringing. I didn't mind the models actually. Like Cortex is the only one that I found kind of questionable. I think Crash looks really good. Coco, like, it didn't really take me too long to get used to Coco's design. Like, it was a little weird at first, but it like after a few minutes of just like looking at it, I was like, you know, it works. Like I said, it'll probably look better in like action in the trailer and, you know, like high quality, not like low res screenshots or low res videos or anything. I really wish this black border would stop. I get the concerns with the models though. It's definitely a very drastic art style shift compared to like NST and NF. Like I kind of was shocked they didn't keep that art style, at least for like consistency. Do I think Crash and Cortex will work together like Twin Sanity? No idea. I really don't know a lot about this. I read like the first synopsis that got leaked, and that's it. So I know very little. Yes, Adri. Huh, I did not know that Armada started speedrunning SM6470 star. Interesting. 3 minutes indeed. Shit's gonna be hype. You know, I never thought I'd see the day where there was a game that was officially called Crash Bandicoot 4. I never thought I'd see that ever in my life, and yet here we are. Crash Bandicoot 4. And like, I said this on Twitter a few days ago, I don't really give a shit that in Japan, Wrath of Cortex is Crash 4 and Twin Sanity is Crash 5. Because nobody calls it those. Like, nobody calls them that. As far as I'm concerned, this is Crash 4. Alright, we're starting soon.
Before we get to that, I want to thank Outer Wilds for that incredible musical performance.
I'm going to turn this up.
Crash is coming right up. Alf, yes, that Alf will be joining us. And we also have Day of the Devs, produced by Double Fine and I Am 8-Bit.
Like, the people who are bitching about, it's like, oh, are we just erasing Wrath of Cortex from continuity? I was like, well, none of you give a shit until, like, suddenly the implication was that it might be gone. And I'm guessing it's probably gonna, like, at least draw inspiration from Wrath of Cortex.
But I think you're gonna like over an hour.
And if not, like, so what? Like,
but right now, things are getting started.
Such a minor issue.
And first look at Crash 4. Enjoy it.
Oh boy, let's go. Alright, it's time.
Hey guys, it's Jeff Keighley. Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We've got a great show kicking off this week for you. I'm really excited to be doing yet another week.
Yeah, it's live.
This
is happening live.
What's that sound outside?
I've got an extra
boy.
special package for Geff. Jeef. Geo Fef.
Yo, Smarkin.
Keg legs. I'm just messing with you.
You can catch me without being asleep.
Come on out.
Yeah, this whole being employed thing has made it hard for you to watch me, hasn't it, Smarkin?
Right now.
Like when I was doing Twins when I didn't have a job, it was easy.
Shows.
But now I sleep like relatively normally.
Let me tell you, it better be worth it.
Where's Andy Gavin? Where's my boy Dan Tangway? Oh, look, Cam. Cam's in this game.
Crash, I really don't want the dirt that you have on Cortex.
No. This is the Crash 4 trailer.
For real?
For reals.
Well, it's about time.
Oh, fuck. Exactly. I forgot I had alarms going on. Whoops.
Crash Bandicoot, you banished me to the past.
Yep, it's a sequel to Crash 3.
Give me more time to plan your doom.
That's why it's called Crash 4. It's a sequel to Crash 3. Like, it's so obvious. Got boards back. Level design looks really cool. I like the way Coco looks. I think she looks good. Like, she looks cool as shit. I hope you can just play as both from the start. Coco and speedruns, please. Pre-order October 2nd? Holy shit.
This clown anyway. 3, Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Nah. Oh, shit.
That's right. There's the big news. Crash 4, a brand new Crash game. It is coming this October. And right now I am
October 2nd.
Joined by Paul from Toys for Bob to tell us about the brand new Crash game.
Paul's the person we're blaming for everything now.
Waiting for so long for something new from Crash. Of course, Activision has done some amazing
this
of,
looks so good
and CTR, but
like,
this
look
is
at this.
A brand new Crash game built from the ground up.
You think it's harder than a trilogy? Well, I mean, we don't know anything about it.
But it's been over 10 years since we've seen an original new entry into the series, so I'm delighted to finally unveil this secret that we've been sitting on for a while. It's the brand new Crash 4. It's about time, and it's a play on the fact that we've been waiting for so long, but also it's a game that's literally about time.
Yeah, I want to get into it because the trailer is filled with so much information. I mean, playable Neo Cortex, Coco, Crash, but I'm curious, like, what you guys had worked on, the remasters of Crash, but now to start with a new game, there's, I'm sure, so much trepidation about, like, what's going to be a worthy, follow-on, calling it Crash 4. How did you guys approach this? Like, what kind of game did you want to build?
Yeah, I guess the first thing is we asked ourselves, where did we want to start? And though technically this is the 8th game in this series, all of the fan reception that was coming out of the Insane trilogy, we wanted to go back to the original trilogy and start from that. We're deliberately calling this Crash 4 because we want to key it off of the original trilogy that was developed by Naughty Dog. And that was certainly a high point in the series, both critically and commercially. And so that's where the events are going to key off of. We're starting right at the end of that when Dr. Neocortex, Entropy, and Uka Uka have been banished to this distant planet, and they finally found a way, after many fruitless attempts, they found a way to break out, and in doing so, they've torn this gigantic hole in the universe and exposed the fact that there's a multiverse. So it's going to be up to the Bandicoots, Crash, and Coco to restore that order by reuniting the 4 great quantum masks.
The gameplay style, I think, a lot of people were probably wondering, hey, Crash in 2020, how much of it is, the more linear, classic Crash levels, and of course now, like, people wonder, like, is it an open world Crash game? How are you doing it? Like, tell us about balancing kind of the old style of gameplay,
like, this
which
looks solid.
Not broken, we love it, versus the tendency to do, new styles of gameplay. Based on the trailer, it looks like you're being kind of still faithful to the original style of Crash versus making it some big, 3D open world. But is that correct? Like, how did you approach the actual style of the gameplay?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think what we heard was that people have found that style of gameplay to be really refreshing to return to, and so we wanted to key off of that. And when we observed some of the other games and platformers and how they've evolved over time, you're totally right. They've gone to a place where they're a little bit more open in nature, and as a consequence, the challenges and things that you interact with are a little bit more sparse and spread out. It encourages exploration, and maybe there's a little bit more focus on collection and combat. But when we think about classic Crash gameplay, it's dense and it's focused, and it's really the streams of hazards and the challenges, the platforming challenges, they come and there's almost a rhythmic quality to it and how reliable it is. And I know that for me, when I learn a level and I understand the nuance of the timing and the placement of all the different hazards, you can enter into a sort of flow state when you understand that kind of musicality.
Multiple playable characters. How are you doing that? Is it kind of like by level, or how, like we saw Coco and Neo playable in there? How does that work?
No, I like that reason, honestly. Like,
so Crash and Coco, you're going to be able to choose between them at any point in time, and they share the same moveset. Over the course of the adventure, you're going to encounter some new friends, some familiar faces, and you're right. There's going to be some new playable characters. We're teasing today Dr. Neocortex. He's got a completely different moveset from Crash and Coco. So where the Bandicoots kind of barrel through and they've got the ability to spin and slide and belly slam, Dr. Neocortex is he's a little bit more of a cerebral character. He's a mad scientist. He's got inventions and he relies on his intellect. So he's got a ray gun that he carries around.
But yeah, like the
and that
thing
ray
where
gun
they must
has
be
the
like
ability
staying
to
linear.
transmogrify hazards and enemies.
I think the desire for
platforms.
open world
You
made
can
more
choose
sense
between
like back
changing them into
in the
a
day
static solid platform
when like open
or
world
a
wasn't really
bouncy
explored as
platform that
much.
gives
But
him
nowadays,
access to higher
open world is such like
elevations.
a big
So his
part of
gameplay and the
gaming
levels that are
that I
built
think sticking to the
specifically for his
linearity
moveset
and
is
keeping
going
it
to
like
be a
Crash.
completely different flavor.
I respect that,
It's going
honestly.
to be a little bit more strategic, a little bit more cerebral, and I think players are going to have to be a little bit more thoughtful about when to encounter a hazard.
I don't think Crash needs to be
change
completely
it
like
into a
fully open
platform, and
world.
what
Like it doesn't
type
need to be like
of
Jack and
platform
Daxter
they're
or
gonna need
anything.
at that point in the
But something
obstacle.
along the lines of Spyro I was thinking,
Wow,
where it's like
it
a
seems
hub that goes into
ambitious
like
that you're
open-ish
adding more
worlds.
elements
I
to
would have
it,
been
and then
cool with that
also you
too.
mentioned
But this is fine.
The
Like
masks. How
I'm
do
down with
those
more
work?
linearity. Like
So the quantum masks,
Crash formula is
there's
tried
4
and
of them
true.
in this game, and over the course of the adventure, they're scattered across the universe. You're going to have to rescue them from the clutches of certain bosses, both familiar and new. The quantum mask, 2 of them that we're talking about today, is the time mask and the gravity mask. And masks in this franchise, they've got a lot of personality. They've got their own names and their own voices and their own powers. So the time mask, her name is Kapunawa. And when Crash uses Kapunawa, he's got the ability to slow down time to a crawl.
Oh shit.
So for obstacles that are beyond, just way too fast to interface with at normal speeds, he's going to be able to slow things down and then get past those obstacles. And in addition to that, he'll be able to get past nitro crates, which have traditionally been a one-hit, one-kill type of thing. But with the power of time, he's going to be able to slow things down, trigger that explosive, and then get out just barely before that explosion obliterates everything.
Oh, that's pretty
path.
cool, actually.
The second mask is the gravity mask, and his name is Ika Ika. So when Crash dawns on Ika Ika, he's going to be.
I
able
like
to
this.
flip
This
the
looks
direction
cool.
of gravity, and walk on the top of
No!
ceilings,
Okay.
walk upside down underneath platforms to get past impossible obstacles.
I'm really excited to play this, and again, I was playing Crash back when the original PlayStation first came out.
Dude, look at this.
You know,
It's
Activision's done a great
2.5D
job
shit.
with
I
the
like this.
remasters, but to have a totally new game, I think, is what everyone was hoping for, and you're bringing it to life. So, congrats for doing this, and thanks for doing it even from a work from home situation. It's awesome to see.
It's
and
about time.
Can't wait to get to play it later this year.
Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure, and I think it's an exciting time for games, and I'm so glad that we could reintroduce Crash, a new version and a new adventure at this time.
I'm excited
All right,
for
there
this.
you have it, Crash 4. We've got Day of the Devs coming up shortly, but right now we are going to introduce you to Summer Game Fest tech correspondent. He is joining us from lockdown, and I'm really excited about
All right, I
this.
think that's all the Crash
Please
stuff.
give a warm welcome to Alf. Alf, how is your lockdown going?
You want to talk lockdown? I'll give you lockdown. For the past 30 years, I've spent every day hiding from the United States government. So I've got some stay-at-home gaming tips for Summer Game Fest. Are you ready? Here they are. Tip number 1. Clean off all the fur from
Okay.
your controller every 20 minutes. Because there's nothing worse than getting
I wanna
your
watch that
analog
trailer
sticks
again. I wanna
jammed
see if it's
up
on
with
YouTube.
hair. Okay? That's a good one. Tip 2. Don't charge your controller in the microwave.
Ah, there it is. Okay, cool.
Bad idea.
I don't give a fuck about this. I'm gonna watch this again.
Crash Bandicoot, you banished me to the
Like, look, the level design looks so good.
would give me more time to plan your doom.
Yeah, like, I really like. I think this shows that like Crash's problem wasn't linearity. It's like the problem Crash had before was just like low quality design, I guess. Like you didn't need to change anything. Like look how good this looks. It's the exact it is the classic Crash style, but it looks incredible. Like it looks great. Is Hobbs slide work? We have no idea. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably not because it's a new engine. But like, shit, look how good this looks.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway? 3. Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
I really like Coco's design. Like all of their designs look really good, but I saw a lot of people giving saying stuff about how they didn't like Coco's. I think Coco looks great. Totally not biased. Yeah. That being said, I do need to get back to work. I only took off for just watching the trailer, so I gotta get back to stuff. Let me see if someone is still streaming, so I'll send people to crash. Let's see. What is Hypno doing? I think Hypno and Rex are both still watching the thing. Oh, no, Rex is back to all gems, so I'll host him. Okay. Oh, is Ray going? I'll host her. Let's see. She'll probably appreciate it more. Rex has like 150 people, so...
What was her name? I don't even...
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Ray has 8. We'll host her. I thought I was following her. That's so weird. Alright. I'll be back tonight, though, with, like, actual gameplay. I'll probably do some OG or NST. I need to do both for 620 anyway, but yeah. Yeah, alright. I'll see you guys later tonight.